Hello, everyone. How you all doing? My name is Esther of the Esther's Chronicles TV. Yes, and on this video today, I want to share this with you. And the whole aim is for us to keep learning live lessons from the life of Pastor Nomthi Odunkoya. This is what the stepdaughter in the person of Toby had to say about Pastor Nomthi. And again, the wife of the stepson, the wife of Jimmy, her name is Kemi. This is what she had to say about Pastor Nomthi. I hope you watch this video and be blessed, not just for watching sake, but to also reflect about your own life, especially if you have stepchildren. What can your stepchildren say about you? Watch and be blessed.
Good evening, church. We're standing on all the existing protocols. At times like this, I think about the beginning. We all know the beginning because we've heard it a number of times. But I was there. And I was there with my dad for the ministration, but I didn't see what he saw on the stage because I wasn't the one that was finding a wife. But I laughed recently because I remembered that after the service at home, my dad really gently, very softly was like, Toby, did you see that woman on the stage that was singing in the choir? And I was like, Dad, I'm not sure I saw it. He's like, It's like, okay, and the rest is history. We know the rest. When my mom died, we wanted a companion for my dad because I was the youngest. I was 15, but I was going to college. My dad was going to be by himself. And all our lives, we had known my dad as a team. And we didn't want him to be alone. And truly, my dad and Auntie Nomthi, they were each other's companions. I didn't live in Nigeria, but every time I came home, it was very interesting to watch how their dynamics was growing and blossoming and changing. They would get at each other if one person started the South African TV show that they loved and the other one wasn't there. Say, Mr. T, I was waiting for you, but I was downstairs with the guests now. You should have given me 5 more minutes. I would laugh and smile. They would tease each other. She always teased my dad for being a homebody because my dad thought that the best place you can have quality time is at home. No need to go out. And Auntie Nomthi loved to go out. And my dad is a romantic man, but Auntie Nomthi wanted a little bit of oomph, so she used to tease him about that as well. And although it was a joke, my dad listened. Because after that, he was either calling Kemi or myself or my sister to surprise Auntie Nom on Valentine's Day or her birthday. And then I would call on FaceTime and she'd say, Toby, see what Mr. T bought me. And she would show me flowers and I would say, Daddy, Daddy. That's my daddy. And even when she was in London, before she knew she needed something, my dad would have called me and told me, Toby, please, I need you to go and meet Pastor Nomthi and do this and that and that and that. And even after I'd done it, my dad would be thanking me. Thank you so much, Toby. Thank you so much. Thank you. I said, but Daddy, you don't have to thank me. Of course I would do it. But it was because he loved her and she loved him. And it was very evident for anyone that saw them or were together with them. And I want to say to Tim Tim and Jum Jum that your mom loved you so much. She celebrated all your milestones, all your achievements. I knew when Tim Tim became a prefect. Oh, Auntie Nomthi was so excited. I knew when Jum Jum got first prize for different subjects in school because Auntie Nomthi would share every video with me. I knew when they sang in the Christmas carol and somebody say, see, that's Jum Jum over there and that's Tim Tim over there. Your mom loved you so much and she talked about you all the time. And she celebrated us too, my sister and my brother. When we came back home from my wedding in September, nobody knew what was going on. Pastor Nomthi was still having treatments at the time. And at the time, there was this song that was raining. And although I'm young, I'm finding it hard to keep up with all the dances now. And so we were talking about the song, and Sandra was saying, it's actually a Christian song. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And then she started to show me the devotional dance. She said, you do this, you go down, you turn around. And we were just joking. And then when I danced in on my wedding day, Auntie Lara and Pastor Nomthi were there in the front. And I was dancing in, and I looked at Auntie Nom, and she signaled to me. She said, Toby, do the voice show, do the voice show. And then I was, and I just saw Auntie Nom, like, and she was so happy. So happy. And if you look at my wedding pictures, all you see is Auntie Nomthi and myself dancing, because that was who she was. I thank her for the stories. The stories were always amazing. I thank her for the laughter. I love to gist with Auntie Nom. Anybody that was close to Auntie Nom knows that Auntie Nom was a good gisting partner. But in the gist, there was always Jesus. Or she will bring it back. And you'll be going this way, saying, and then you know what, Jesus? And they're like, okay. As a family, from myself, Tola and Jimmy, Auntie Nom, we love you. Thank you for the amazing 12 years that you had with my dad. We loved to see the smile on my dad's face. We weren't so worried about my dad when Auntie Nom was around. And rest in peace, Auntie Nom.
Like Pastor Nomthi, I moved from London to Lagos to marry into the Odunkoya family. And she welcomed me specially. As she'd gone ahead, we were both newly minted Lagosians together. And that made us bond very quickly. I say she welcomed me specially, but actually she extended that welcome to Olumide and Oluchi as well. She was a welcoming woman. As many people have said already, she was a true Christian, and she loved people. I used to call her Auntie Mama, and she called me Jomiloju, nicknames that we got from Timileyin when he was 2 years old. My Auntie Mama was authentic. She was herself, and you could be free with her. What you saw of her standing on this pulpit was who she was in every aspect of her life. She truly believed in enjoy your life. That's who she was, and she lived that every single day. She was a giver. And as I said, she loved people. She loved having people around her. Last week, as I was tidying my room, something struck me. I realized that, she gave me many things, but I realized that I had many of her pajamas in my closet. Why? Because sometimes the children and I, when we would go and visit Pastor and Pastor Nomthi, if it's getting late, because we always have fun, as Toby said, she's a gister. So even if you plan to go for 2 hours, 2 turns into 4, 4 hours turns into 6, and you find you're still there, and of course Daddy's very protective, so he'll say, it's getting late. I'm not sure if you guys will still go home today, and Pastor Nomthi will say, stay, great, stay. And I'd say, but we don't have anything, I didn't prepare. She said, I've got pajamas, what do you need? Stay. She loved having people around her. Last year, October, we ended up spending a few days with Dad and Auntie Nom. There was a curfew, and so because of that, we stayed with them for a few days. And we hadn't planned it. We'd only planned to go for the day, but we ended up, I think, spending 4 or 5 days, and we were having the best time. But at the time, my son was still in nappies. And we ran out on, I think, day 2 or day 3. And we ended up using sanitary towels instead of nappies. And so when it was time when we could go home, I said, okay, we've got to go now because we need to, we need our supplies. Azariah needs his diapers. I said, no, we've been having too much fun. You guys have to stay another week. And I said, but Azariah is using sanitary towels. She said, only because of that. That's the only reason you're leaving. She just loved having people around her. She loved the house to be full of people. She welcomed people into her home, not just me, Maya Kun, everyone, everyone was welcome. She just loved the house to be full of people. of laughter, of joy. She was a joy bringer, a joy giver. As I said, Enjoy Your Life was who she was. As I think Pastor Zandy said, during her battle with cancer, she didn't stop enjoying her life. I traveled with her last year, and when we got to the hospital, they asked us, who's the patient and who's the companion? Because there was no telling on her, because she continued to live her life to the fullest in Christ. She continued to carry the joy of Christ wherever she was. And all the other patients loved her as well, because, when you're facing a battle, when you're battling cancer, you're not thinking about looking good and, and how you present. But so everyone else would go down to the dining hall, just, slacks and t-shirts, but she'd be dressed in beautiful colors. And they'd say, wow, you're amazing. They were just so amazed by this woman that was facing the battle they were facing. But she had a whole different outlook to the way she faced it. Because everything about her was Jesus. In her last week before she passed, one of the things she said to me was, Kem, I'll see heaven. And I said, yeah, but Auntie Mama, we'll all see heaven. You don't have to see. We're not going to see heaven now. And she just smiled and she said, I'll see heaven. And it made me think of Colossians 3, verses 1-4. Since you have been raised to a new life with Christ, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand. Think about the things of heaven, not the things of earth. For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God. And when Christ, who is your life, is revealed to the whole world, you will share in all his glory. Pastor Nomthi set her sights on the realities of heaven. She thought of the things of heaven. So even though it's hard for me to imagine myself navigating life in Lagos and Nigeria without her, when I think of her sharing in his glory, I'm encouraged. And I just want everyone to be encouraged by the life that she lived. Hallelujah did not finish for her mouth. We love you, Auntie Mama, we love you forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Toby and Pastor Kemi.
Estas Crónicos TV. Look for we get. Estas Crónicos TV. Look for we get. We entertain and bring you laughter.